Hey everybody, I told you I'll be here at 8:15, 8:15 sharp. We're gonna wait for some people to join, and I'm going to title this episode. Oh, hold on a second, hold on. View request. I'm letting on my guest. Okay, I'm gonna let my guest on and then we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna keep it concise and short and informative. And this is going to be a great episode about Passover vacations and how to pick the perfect Passover vacation. There you go. Hello, Doni. How are you?
How are you? Very good. Can you hear me?
This is the first time I'm seeing you in person. I've only spoken to you on the phone.
It's good to put a name to a face.
So nice to meet you. Okay, let's get started and let me introduce you to my audience.
Great.
This is Doni. He is the creator of PassoverListings.com. PassoverListings.com is a website / Facebook page / service that does what? Tell me what you do, Doni.
Yeah, I mean, we created this many years ago because probably like, a lot of people every year, you really want to truly know how these Pesach programs are, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And it's funny, I've gone away, for many years for Pesach, and I've had many, many good experiences, and I had many, many okay experiences, and I had, of course, everyone has sometimes a bad experience. I've had a bad experience, and so, through that bad experience, right? We, in terms of just, really not knowing how. What to expect other than, maybe a few people say, hey, this is a great program. Now we have like a really global forum for, thousands of people all around the world to talk about truly and honestly, how these Pesach programs are, how's the program.
Let me ask you something, because I'm assuming, I'm sorry to interrupt, I'm assuming people pay you to advertise their program. So how does that work? My program last year, for example, I'm assuming paid you.
Yeah.
And let's say now here they paid you to be on your website, and then Michali comes along and gives the most horrific review.
Yep.
Because it was a horror show.
So I'll tell you, we really operate in the middle, right? We do get paid by, every program, and we do get, we truly, the reason why we started this, frankly, is to actually help out the Passover traveler community. The one thing I always tell every program, right, is that, our platform is an unbiased view. You're going to get good reviews and you're going to get bad reviews, right?
Okay, so you're honest with the advertiser. You say, listen, it's on you. You could pay us and we'll put you in our listing, but there's a risk.
I remember a couple of years ago, that was a program we were advertising. They didn't want a negative review. They said, remove it or we're out. And I said, you're out. That's what I said. I said, you're out. No, we really, our whole goal here is to keep really a truly unbiased platform for people to truly see, the whole shebang, the good, the bad, the great, the great things about the program and the things that frankly they need to improve upon. The one thing about our platforms, online and our social, we really don't try to operate as like a kvetch fest, like a complaint forum. We really try to keep it, no one really wants to see like complaint after complaint after complaint, but they want to look. Everyone goes away for Pesach, Michal, because they want to enjoy their time with their family. They want to spend time with, at the pool, at the food. So,
and listen, we are very tough customers. There's no question. I'm not going to lie. We're paying a lot of money to go on these programs. We expect a certain level, and we're known to complain. It's true.
And it's okay to complain. I think always there's always like constructive feedback or improvements every program can do. I mean, that's why every program gets better. I remember like a couple years ago, there's been programs that have like been in the middle of the year and they've always improved every year. Like when they get feedback, I remember last year there was like one program, I'm not going to mention names, like they got a ton of feedback on like their food And then the next year they fixed it. So this is like a really good source, frankly, not just for the travelers, right, us who are going away every year, but also for the program operators to say, hey, what is the feedback? Like, what are you guys hearing? How can we, like, should we get better entertainment? Should we pick a different hotel? Should we,
This is kind of like a Yahoo, right? It's like a Yahoo.
Yeah, TripAdvisor. Think of a TripAdvisor,
the Jewish version that's
Yelp
geared towards
for
the Jewish consumer, basically.
Yeah, the Jewish kosher consumer who goes away on Passover programs, or frankly any program, frankly, throughout the year as well.
Now I want to add something else that you do, and this is where you came into my life. So I want to tell the audience about how we became friends. So as you guys know, I had a really bad, horrific experience last year, and I vowed that I will never repeat that again. I worked too hard for my money to throw it away into a bait and switch situation. Now, we're not going to mention the name of the program. People could do their research and figure it out. But I was very traumatized. So when we were deciding what to do this year, I made it very clear to my family and my extended family that I'm going to do a lot more research this time. And somehow somebody gave me your name. So I call you up and I tell you my story and I say, Doni, here's my budget. This is the budget for my family. Help me find something that's not going to be a disaster like last year. And you said to me, not only will I help you, not only will I narrow it down for you, but I can even reach out to those programs for you. And even, in some cases, even get you better pricing in some cases. So I said, okay, do it, go for it. And next thing you know it, you presented me with about 7 different programs and we narrowed it down to one program. And I'm not going to say where I'm going. That's a surprise, but you were helping me and you were helping me. So that's an amazing service. You didn't charge me for this service. I don't know why you don't charge for the service. I don't know what you get out of it. I'd love to know if what benefit you get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, look, I was helped, I always say, like, when you help people, look, I'm probably one of the most passionate people about this industry because I really love it. Aside from love the Passover industry, I love also helping people. I really don't think charging for this service makes sense for us because I think personally, the more and more people that frankly use our platform, that's the benefit that we get, right? So the more and more people using PassoverListings.com and Passover program reviews, that's the benefit, right? So for me, it's more of if I can help in any way on any program or anybody from my team can help in any way, frankly, because it's not just me. We have a whole team here. We're happy to, and luckily, to your point, Michal, like we know everything about every program because you work with every program. So we know the ins and outs down to the intricacies of, does this program have mixed swimming, or does this program is gebrachs or non-gebrachs,
right.
Or does this,
What I love, by the way, not sorry to interrupt, is how you knew the pricing. Like I gave you a budget. I said, this is what my family wants to spend. And you literally gave me 7 programs that were in my budget. You know how hard it is to have to sift through all these programs and then be told, oh, it's double your budget, and then it's so disappointing and it's such a waste of time.
Every year I get probably a couple hundred people that come to my team directly. And the first thing they say is, Doni or Daniel, or, it's such a daunting task. I don't know where to go. There's over on a truly given year, there's over 100 Pesach programs and you never know where to go. And so you just want to know, I want to spend this, right? And I want to go, in this location, and I want to have this on my program. I want to have that on my program. We can help you. Here are the 10 programs out of the 100 that kind of fit your criteria. Now go choose. No, go talk to the family or talk to your husband or wife and kids and think about which
And how about this? You hear horror stories. Like, for example, there were certain areas in Europe where out of the 7 programs in that particular country, 2 of them screwed their guests. So I don't know which are the 2 programs. So I call you and I say, tell me which is the 2 bad programs that everyone was, horrified by. I'm going to stay away from those programs. So,
well, the two biggest things that people ask is number one, how much are these programs, which is price, and the other thing is tell me about the programs, the reviews. So our Facebook group, Passover Program Reviews, that is 8,000 people. That's not me. It's the 8,000 people kind of talking about every single day from September to March, talking every day and helping each other out. That's, by the way, why we built this whole company and website, because we started with the Facebook group, and the Facebook group got bigger and bigger and bigger. And everyone's like, why don't you create a website that just kind of like has all this in one-stop shop where people can find it? And that's really the power of the people. It's like literally the people are the owners. The people who've been on these programs are the ones that we're hearing all these stories from and kind of getting all the feedback. So I'm just kind of like sponging everything and getting, being
Right.
a sponge and trying to get everything and then conveying that to hundreds and thousands of people who are saying, hey, we really want to go away. We saved up the whole year for this. It's a lot of money.
A
Let's
lot
make
of
sure
money.
our time is great. Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, I guess the benefit is also when you refer business to your advertisers, they're happy with you as well. So when you called up that program that I'm going on and said, hey, I have this amazing girl who wants to come on your program, they're thrilled that, and they give you props, you know what I mean? Like, so I guess that's also a benefit that you're getting, because everybody has to gain. When it comes to helping people, you have to gain, I have to gain,
Everyone has to gain. And I think, our biggest, like our number one thing, regardless of, money aside and props and all this stuff, is just keeping everything as transparent and honest and open as possible. And, in some levels it's difficult, but we really try, that's our goal. That's our, we have like a mission statement over here. It's like helping, everybody in a very honest, open, real way. Whether it be online or just through interaction, and like you said,
is there anything, like if somebody posted something, is there anything that you would remove?
Yeah, so like it's very simple. If someone posts something, that's black or white, not factual, like for example, like this piece of thing is not kosher, as an example, right? It's black or white. If someone says I didn't like the pizza, well, that's not a good example. I didn't like something on Pesach, some food oriented thing. That's their opinion. They're entitled to their own opinion, right? But I think it's also a way of like how you construct, your review, right? A lot of reviews, come from, especially like when you come from like you just got out of a Pesach program, you had a terrible time or you had a great time. A lot of people like sometimes embellish, right? They go a little bit that extra extent, like whether it be on the good side or on the bad side.
Some
right?
some people may think I embellished. If you read my blog. I didn't.
Right, but you didn't. And that's
I did not.
And that's really a good constructive, review. And I think that's kind of what we look for. It's like from our standpoint, it's like state the facts. Like leave all the, maybe the emotions for 1 minute to the side, which obviously there are a ton of, and you're entitled to your own emotions, and we of course. But like what people, and by the way, this is not even my feedback. Like the thousands of people on our platforms, like on our Facebook group and online, they come to me and they say, look, listen, I love when people post reviews, but I would really appreciate it. People just state the facts. Like, tell me exactly, boom, 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 like what was good about the programming, what was good about the food, what was bad about, what was good about this, what was bad about this.
Okay, but not everybody, Doni, knows how to write that way. And not everybody knows. It's not like do you have a rule book? Like
we do.
Okay.
We actually have rules in our platforms to help guide people of how to write, good reviews for people, because it's not even in our benefit. It's in other people's benefit who are reading these, right? If you're embellishing in one way or another, whether it be positive or negative, you may direct people the wrong way. So you really want to kind of have that framework. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, even sometimes when people write reviews, my team reaches out directly to those reviewers and says, hey, I think it would be good to kind of discuss.
By the way, Doni, you did that to me. I don't know if you remember, but I posted my blog the way it was written, and then I got a call from you guys. I was shocked. I'm like, am I?
But that's what we listen. That's how we keep. That's frankly how we have a fine balance.
Yeah, you called me. I don't know if it was you. Somebody called me, and you're like, listen, we read your review. It's very good, except here's some recommendations of how you need to change it for it to be on our site. And then I literally had to edit it and remove certain things that you thought was not good, like whatever. And then I posted it. It still was a bad review, but I had to edit some of the emotion out of it.
And again, and again, it's again nothing to do with, like, we want the honesty, we want the realness, right? That's that we want everybody to feel heard and open. That's the thing. But I always tell people, and my team always tells people, is like, just make it constructive enough where, and this again, this is feedback from thousands of people who have come to us. This is not just us. Make it constructive where people are really.
Is there ever an issue of lashon hara?
So that's the one thing that's really the one thing that we really try to eliminate, right? Because, number one, we have a very, very strict policy of like, we don't call out any names. You cannot call out anybody. No names. No names.
No names. Got it.
Yeah,
because I think that was one of the things you made me remove. Yes, you made me remove the name.
Look, I always tell people,
Yeah.
Thankfully, number one, first and foremost, the Passover program industry as a whole is an amazing industry, right? Right now we're kind of focused on some of these like fire festivals, quote unquote, right? Programs.
Right.
But overall, like 98 to 99% of the programs out there are great. Been around. They're great. Yeah, great. They've been around for like, 10, 15, 20
They're
years.
amazing.
They're amazing,
amazing. Portofino, amazing.
Yeah. So it's like, it's we always try to highlight the key things about every single program so people can make an easier decision, right? Whether it be on the review side or whether it be frankly on the programming or the entertainment that they have or the speakers or the rabbis, right? Or where they're located. There's a lot of really cool programs out there this year, for example, Michali. Like tons of really amazing programs that people are going to.
What is, by the way, the highest end program there is out there? When I say highest end, the most expensive, the most insane, the one that is the most insane program. Like you have to be a gazillionaire to go on it. Which one is that?
So when you say high end, you're saying the most expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
It's a great question.
The highest end.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's a great. Listen, you're putting me on the spot, but it's a really great. it's a great question. I think there's a lot of really expensive programs out there, and I think whether it be Alaska Getaways or a Diamond Club or Royal Passover or
those are considered like the high end.
Yeah, well. When people say like, what's a high end, what I answer to them is like, it really depends on your requirements. It really does. Like, what do you consider to be high end? Are you, because one program could have like better, more food or kind of have like a 24-hour tea room. And then another program can have like a 7 day camp, for example. And that's what you prioritize more. Right. So it's like, that's why I asked you when you say high end, you're saying the most expensive, but I always say you're paying more because there's more expenses on their side because there's more things. Maybe they're spending more on entertainment, for example. Right. Maybe they're spending more because it has more amenities. Maybe they're spending more because, they're offering, poolside barbecues, for example, right? So, it's all relative to kind of how you think about it, right?
Would you say that the European programs tend to be more affordable than the American programs?
Absolutely, yeah.
Why is that? Why would that be?
So the European programs, it's a good question. I think in Europe and abroad, there's an availability for these programs to actually reduce their price. Why? Because of the costs that they have with the hotels or the costs that they have currently, with other factors, whether it be the entertainers or the food or the other caterers, right? So they have the ability to lower that price. And they also realize that, like, look, frankly, people in America who want to travel to Europe, they have to pay for flights. Those are expensive.
That's true. Right? You're adding, for a family of 6, it's costing you an extra $6,000 minimum, if not 7, 8. That is very true. That's true.
Yeah, and it's not to say the European programs aren't great. I mean, they are great. There's a ton of really, really amazing European programs out there, and Israeli programs, and even Asia programs right now happening. But
where in Asia? Like where?
It's a beautiful program in Thailand this year.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of programs.
It's not in China.
No, yeah, nothing in China this year.
You don't want to be in a quarantine camp in China.
Right.
A quarantine camp. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But right. I mean, all these I always say, like, you know, all these programs have always like something different and something to offer, whether it be like in a very unique destination. Like, for example, there's a program this year in Turkey, right? Never been done before.
I heard about that. In
Very
fact, that
cool.
was one of the programs you recommended for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ran it by my in-laws. They were like, no.
Yeah. I mean, so,
No
you know,
interest.
yeah. And then there's, you know, and then there's programs, there's going to be, you know, there's going to be a program in Vegas this year. There'll be programs in the West. There's programs all over the world, you know, and that's really the cool thing about this industry is that for people who go away year in, year out, they always, a lot of people, they like to go back. You got the loyal customers. They want to go back to the same program year in, year out, and they're happy. That's great. You know, they know what, and honestly, that's great for them because they know what they expect. They know what to expect. They want
Right.
the same thing, and that's great. And then you got the other types of people, right? You
That's
know, probably
me.
like you and me. Yeah, I was going to say you and me. That
We
like
never
to
go
kind
to
of,
the same program twice.
that's right. Yeah, like
Yeah.
try to branch out. Like, okay, I'm going to go here this year. I'm going to check out there. And what's nice about that is like you really get a little bit of variety and understand, you know, what different programs are offering. And I can tell you from my experience and just kind of hearing about everyone else's experiences that have been around, you know, every program offers something unique, you know, whether, you know, down to the minute details. And that's really the great thing, you know, about this industry and what makes it so unique and so
Now,
fun, you know, every year.
has prices gone up this year considering inflation /
Oh, yeah.
insanity? Like, what's
Yeah,
the
I
percentage
think
it went up?
listen, if there's one thing that I would love to tell your, you know, subscribers and people who are tuning in is that prices are going up. Yes, across the board. And it's due to inflation. It's due to other, you know, areas that, you know, whether it be hotels or things like other things that are getting more expensive, and they are going up. Food costs are going up, right? There's other costs that are going up. So, you know, you
Right.
have to expect some increase in that because, you know, these guys are also running a business and they're putting on a really, really good.
I mean, my grocery bills went up, so I'm assuming
Yeah, yeah,
obviously their grocery bills went up too. So it
absolutely.
pretty much went up, you would say about 20%, would you say? Like if an
At
average
least
program is $20,000.
I, I would say at least anywhere from 10 to 20%.
Right.
Yeah,
At
10 to
least
20%, depending on.
24%.
Yeah, and it really depends on the program. I mean, some programs are keeping prices the same, you know, to kind of have a competitive edge, right? And other programs are saying, look, we can't really afford to, you know, keep prices the same. We got to increase prices this year due to inflation, due to food costs, hotels, you know, things like that. So it really depends. But all in all, you know, they're all looking out for every guest. I mean, they want to put on the best week, you know, 2 weeks of your life, right, where you're going to remember it, right, for the rest of your life. That's the goal of these programs, to provide the most enjoyable, inspirational experience you've ever had. That's why people go away and spend the money they do, because yes, it's not cheap, but you know, it's something that, you know, you ask an avid Passover program traveler that goes away, whether it be once or 10 times or 50 times, they'll tell you they've had the best experience, best time ever. It's great.
It's true. As long as it was a good program, then it actually is an amazing program. So how do people reach you if they want you to help them pick the perfect program?
So the easiest way to reach me is via, well, it's two ways. One way is via our Facebook group, because I'm an admin on the Facebook group. The Facebook group is called Passover Program Reviews, so it's very
Easy enough
to remember, Passover Program Reviews. It has around 8,000 people, close to 8,000 people now, so you can just join that and then message me. You could private message me, or you can go to our website, passoverlistings.com, and just contact us on the site, and we'll get in touch with you probably that day to help you out, because frankly, now's the time. I mean, these programs are getting like booked up like crazy right now. People, first of all, I mean, this year, for whatever reason, there's a lot less programs, number one, and there's a lot more people that are going away. So they're, you know, slammed and jam-packed, and, you know, bookings are crazy. So it's a busy time between December and February,
I think my program, the one that I signed up for is about 80 to 90% full already.
Yeah, they're almost, closing up.
So that's good. Yeah. So they could also reach you on Instagram as well, because I'm going to be tagging you. So they should follow you. They should check out all the reviews on PassoverListings.com. They should contact you if they want, if you're the concierge, literally, like, it's amazing. Yeah. It's an amazing service, a free concierge to help.
Free concierge, yeah. And we don't even we don't
Yeah.
promote this. We just, again, this is so funny, guys. People, we had tons of people reach out. We promoted it, but we really just try to help people like people help me. When we start every year, right? People have helped me and help, friends of ours. So it's like we're just, again, just kind of giving back to the community, and
Right.
and that's what's great about the platform, and we love it. So it's a
Well,
lot of
I'm
fun.
going to tell you that you're going to see a lot of people calling you, and you might get to the point where you're going to be overwhelmed because you're going to be. I saw how busy you were with me. Could you imagine if 100 people called you? You might have to end up charging for that service at some point. And I think it's a very valuable service. I mean, I'm glad you do it for free now. It's great, but watch and see how successful you're going to be with this. People really do need this service. So
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we really, we really appreciate it, and as many people as we can help, and in any specific ways, that's our number one. That's our number one goal, right? Because that's why they come.
Take advantage while it's free. It's probably going to be the last year. But that's great. So Doni, it was so great to meet you.
You too.
In person. And guys, check him out. If you're planning on going away, do what I did. Reach out to him, let him help you, and make sure that you don't do what I did last year and go somewhere without any research.
Thanks, Michal.
Thank you so much. So nice to meet you guys. I will save this live. So
thanks so much. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.